morning to all of you. Good morning Gangadhar, good morning Pranesh, good morning Neeraj, good morning Kavya, Legend, hello Vijaya, Aditya, Shruti, Neeraj, Satya, Santoy, Sala, Vinay, Sukanya, Jagan. A very good morning to all of you. A very good morning to all of you. So here I got one message like, so don't repeat the good morning in between. So I'm not going to see that. Okay, so I'm not going to wish good morning in between. Okay, hello has one doubt. Ma'am, I have a doubt. India is not a member and observer country of ASEAN, but how India propose a plan in ASEAN? Okay, very good. Good morning Tapan, good morning Shanmuka and Keshu. So I'm not going to address good morning in between. Okay, good morning Rajesh. Okay, so now let us see today's current affairs. So actually there are many important topics in our today's newspaper. So let us see one by one. And are you ready to give answers? Yes, good morning Deepika, Shrikar, Rajesh. Are you ready to give answers? Yes, shall we start the session? Yes, okay Prasanna. So first topic it is about Delhi may turn venue for dialogue on reviving Black Sea Grain Initiative. So here we have to focus on this word, that is Black Sea Grain Initiative. So do you know about this Black Sea Grain Initiative, anyone? Yes, do you know about this Black Sea Grain Initiative? No? Yes, Russia-Ukraine deal, very good, Legend. Okay, sure, crazy boy. If time permits, I will be discussing about 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. Ukraine and Russia for sharing of grains. No, Srinivasan, it is not about that. And actually, this Black Sea grain is very important topic. So actually, it is an agreement between Russia and Ukraine, and this agreement is brokered by United Nations and Turkey. So this is very important. And even you have to see some facts regarding this Black Sea. Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Caspian Sea, they are very important for your UPSC prelims. So you have to see which are the countries sharing boundary with this Black Sea. Okay. Yes, very good, Hannah. It is regarding safe transportation of grains and food stuff from Ukraine ports. So actually you know that since February 24th, 2021 onwards, Russia started attacking Ukraine. It is more than 2 years now. So what happened here is Russia, which started occupying some areas of Ukraine, some important cities. So in some important cities, even it occupied some ports. So whenever there is occupying of ports, so ports are very important for trade. That means imports and exports. So here we have to talk about exports from this Ukraine ports. Okay, so if you see exports, what happened? Ukraine and Russia, they are producing the food grains, and most of the European countries depend upon the exports of Ukraine and Russia for their food security. So even India is importing sunflower oil from this area. So because of this Russia-Ukraine crisis, so because of occupying of Russia some important ports of Ukraine, so we saw that oil price inflation in India, right? So this is one important thing that you have to remember. So because of increasing of food insecurity in countries which dependent on Russia, and to maintain or to cool down the food prices. So finally, United Nations and Turkey, they came up with brokering of deal between this Russia and Ukraine to normalize the ports. That means to carry out the exports and imports to these Ukrainian ports. So there are three important ports. Okay, so this is Black Sea Grain Initiative. So why it is in news? Because Russia said that we are going to ban this Black Sea Grain Initiative. Okay, so because of this Black Sea Grain Initiative is in news. And now India may turn venue for dialogue on reviving this Black Sea Grain Initiative. So why India is going to become venue? Because of upcoming G20 summit. Is it clear? Any more doubts? Yes, very good, Kavya. Okay, so let us see this topic in detail. So many of them might not be knowing about this Black Sea Grain Initiative, and we are even going to see the map of Black Sea. And from which subject point of view this is important? So this is important from your international relations, and you can expect prelims and mains based questions from this topic. We and Turkey, what did, ma'am? They brokered the deal between this Russia and Ukraine. Ma'am, once more repeat. Okay, we have Russia on one side, we have Ukraine on one side. Russia started attacking Ukraine, right? Because Ukraine want to join NATO. So what happened? Russia, which started occupying some important areas, important cities of Ukraine, so it also started occupying ports of Ukraine. So these sea ports are very important for the trade, like imports and exports. So this Russia and Ukraine, they are called as bread baskets. But what happened? Because of stall of exports of Ukraine, the countries which depend upon the food grains which are exported from this Ukraine, they started facing food insecurity, rise of food prices. So to cool down of inflation, United Nations and Turkey, they came up with brokering of deal between Russia and Russia and Ukraine regarding the export of food grains from these three important ports. So this deal is called as Black Sea Grain Initiative. Okay, Surya Prakash. Thank you so much, Srinivasan. Yes. Now let us see the context. As world leaders, they are going to gather in Delhi on Friday ahead of G20 summit. Here, United Nations are also trying to come up with revive of Black Sea Grain Initiative. Okay, so there was some extension seen in this agreement, but recently Russia said that we are going to ban this Black Sea Grain Initiative. Okay, so because of this, now it is again cause of concern for European countries to maintain food security and to stop inflation, right? So because of this, United Nations, so in this upcoming G20 summit, there is a chance of talking about revival of this Black Sea Grain Initiative. And the deal that facilitate export of grain from Russia, Ukraine lapsed in July. So in July, here Russia took a decision like we are going to ban this Black Sea Grain Initiative, and in this month we are going to see whether there will be a revival of this Black Sea Grain Initiative or not. So here you have to know some facts regarding this Black Sea Grain Initiative. So it is mainly focusing on tackling of escalating, that means increasing of food prices because of supply chain disruptions. So supply of this food grains mainly comes from Ukraine and as well as Russia. And the deal which brokered by United Nations and Turkey. So these two are also very important from your prelims. Okay, if you want, you can make a note also. And what is the objective of this initiative? So first, whenever this agreement was done between Russia and Ukraine, they said that for a period of 120 days, that means around 4 months, so they are going to have the safe maritime humanitarian corridor for Ukraine exports, especially for food grains. Yes, we are opening the ports. And later on it has been extended for 2 times, and now there is a complete ban of this Black Sea Grain Initiative. So this is a decision which is taken by Russia. Okay, and if you see some key facts regarding this Black Sea, so it is inland sea which is present between Eastern Europe and Western Asia. So this is very important. So it is present between Europe and Asia. And which are the countries sharing boundary with this Black Sea? So we have Ukraine, we have Russia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Georgia, Romania. So these are the 5 countries which are sharing boundaries with Black Sea. It is very important. And next one is, its links to Sea of Marmara through Strait of Bosphorus and through Strait of Dardanelles. Okay, so we have Strait of Bosphorus and we have Strait of Dardanelles. So because of these 2 states, it connected to Sea of Marmara and Aegean Sea. So please let me know what is the meaning of strait. Yes, what is the meaning of strait? So meanwhile, I will wish good morning to everyone who messaged me till now. Yes, good morning Shilpa, Pinky, Subhash, Srinivasan, Jitendra, Hena, Nitin, Sanju, Dilkash, Saidulu, Shrikant, Raviteja, Surya, Pujari, Pragya, Kashmiri, Fazil Kashmiri, good morning. Hello, please post your doubt after once this session is concluded so that I can retry your doubts. Yesterday also I got 3 to 4 doubts, but I lost those doubts after once class is done. I lost in my memory or database. So that's the problem. Okay, Black Sea is connected to Sea of Marmara through Strait of Bosphorus, and Black Sea is connected to this Aegean Sea through Strait of Dardanelles. Okay, let me say the meaning of this strait. Strait is nothing but here there is one water body and here we have water body. So there is a small water channel. Okay, small passage, water passage which connects these 2 water bodies. So this is called as strait. Okay. It is a narrow water body or water passage, so which will be joining the 2 big water bodies. It's called as strait. Okay. And now let us see the next topic. So next topic here is African Union to join G20 as Sherpas reach a deal. So do you know about the African Union going to join this G20? Strait refers to a narrow, naturally occurring waterway or passage that connect 2 larger water bodies, typically oceans or seas. Straits can be challenging for navigation due to their narrow. Yes. Yes, channel is also a passage. Okay, Sandeep. So, let me know how many countries are part of G20. Yes, how many countries are part of G20? Yes, tell me, what is the membership? Sharpa, it is a meeting place. Yes, very good. So 19 plus European Union. And actually now we are going to witness there is expansion of G20. So we are going to add even African Union. So we are going to have 19 countries plus European Union plus African Union. Now in this G20. Okay, very good. Kavi, Satya, Aditya, Dream Big, Tejavat, Sukanya, Pinky, Santoy, Sakti, Hena, Shrikar, Prem. Okay. So these are the countries. So why India is pressurizing to include African Union as part of G20? So why? What are the interests of India? Anyone? So what are the interests of India? Why India is pushing to add African Union as member of G20? Any idea? Anyone? Yes, to increase trade. Very good. Very good. To increase trade and to get resources. And next, Global South policy. Very good, Vagini. Yes, this is the point I am expecting. That is for Global South, to increase the voice of Global South. More global partnership. Yes, it is also a member of BRICS. Very good. So in the BRICS, only South Africa is member, but here in African Union, we have the group of countries, Kavya, okay? Collaboration, inclusive growth, green economy, to boost economy. Okay, to represent the interest of low income and developing nations. Very good, Legend. Yes, to strengthen strategic and diplomatic relation with those countries. Very good. Next. Yes, for tourism. Okay, somewhat we can consider. So here you have to think about some facts regarding African Union, because you can get a question regarding this African Union. And recently BRICS also said that we are going to extend membership, and they came up with this BRICS Plus, right? So in the same way, you can get questions regarding this G20 membership or BRICS membership in the upcoming prelims. So you have to focus on that. So here one more thing from mains point of view you have to remember is, so why India is pushing to add African Union under this G20. Okay, so this is very important. So here UNSC is also one important interest of India. So in United Nations Security Council, we have permanent members and non-permanent members. So how many are the members of G20, this United Nations Security Council? Yes, tell me. Yes, 15. Very good. So out of this 15, how many are permanent and how many are non-permanent? Permanent are 5 and 10 are non-permanent. Yes, very good, very good. I am getting good answers. So keep rocking, students. Yes, very good. Surya, Legend, Hena, Sanatoy, Prem, Kavya. Hello, Fasil, Vivek. Yes, we have 5 permanent and 10 temporary. So actually India want to get permanent membership status in this United Nations Security Council. So for this we need support from other countries. So African Union, if you are supporting African Union membership, and automatically African Union will be helping or supporting India for permanent membership in United Nations Security Council. Okay, so this is one idea. And now let us see this topic in detail, so that you will be getting a lot of points regarding this African Union, and you need to remember about those facts. And actually from mains point of view, you have to remember about what is significance. So why India is pushing? So this is this Black Sea. And this topic is also important from your international relations, which comes under GS paper 2. So context is African Union is set to join G20 as negotiators agreed on clearing its membership according to sources privy to discussions at the Sherpa meeting at a resort on the outskirts of Delhi. So recently in the outskirts of Delhi, this Sherpa meeting happened. So in this meeting, yes, they said that we are going to include this African Union as a new member of G20. And if you see, there are 6 regions in this African Union you have to remember. So here we have North region, West, Central, East, South. Okay, in North we have 7 countries. So those are Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, Arab Democratic Republic and Tunisia. In the South we have 10 countries. So in this part we have 10 countries. So let me know which is this country here. Okay, so this country, it is only bordered by one country. So please let me know which is the country here. I hope you can see. So in South we have Angola, Botswana, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Swaziland, Namibia, Zambia and Zimbabwe. And in West we have 15 countries here. So many students, they will be confused with these countries in this western part of Africa. So you have to know exactly which are the countries part of this western part. And in East we have again 14 countries here. Okay, so this horn is very important, Horn of Africa. So let me know which are the countries part of this Horn of Africa. So this is also a very important prelims question. And in Central we have 9 countries and we have diaspora of around 170 million people. Okay, so this is about 6 regions of African Union. And what is significant? So why India is pressurizing to include African Union in this G20? So I'm not asking about that South Africa, but the country which is present, it is sharing boundary with only one country. Very good, Jagan, that is Lesotho. Okay, Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia, very good. So regarding the Somalia, in 2023 prelims, there was one question. That is, recently, which of the following country is facing crisis or increased hunger? That is Somalia. Djibouti will come in the part, Kavya. Please do correct. Okay, so now let us see what is significance. The first one is, so by proposing this African Union to be the member of G20, India has pictured itself as a leader of developing and underdeveloped countries. So India is proposing that. That means India is becoming a big brother here and India is becoming a leader for developing and less developed countries here. Yes, sure. Hello. After once class is done, you can get this PDF in Telegram channel and that Telegram channel link is given in description box. Okay, so if you have not joined the Telegram channel, join that so that you can get the link there. And next important point here is, so here this is also in synchronized with aspirations for permanent membership of United Nations Security Council, because from Africa it has 54 votes. So if you are getting soft power from Africa, so we will be getting 54 votes. So regarding this is very important. And this one is, analysts believe that inclusion of African Union, it is a right step towards just, fair, more inclusive and representative global architecture and governance. So what happened? So whenever we are leaving this African Union means, so most of this less developed and developing countries are part of this African Union. And if we are leaving means the problems of these countries, they are not here in these global platforms. So for just fair thing, yes, we have to improve that. Okay, include this African Union. Yes, Aditya, China, yes, China can have veto because China is one of the permanent members. So one problem in this United Nations Security Council is we have permanent members and we have non-permanent members, right? So these permanent members are also called as P5 members, and they have veto. So always whenever we are coming up with a proposal of changes in this permanent membership of United Nations Security Council, China is vetoing this. So China says that if India is getting the permanent membership, so Pakistan is also eligible to get that. Okay? Is it clear? So this is about the permanent membership of United Nations Security Council. Yes, China is not accepting this. So China is saying that if India is getting, so then Pakistan should also get this. And next important point here is there is only one country from entire African continent in the grouping, that is only South Africa is present. So because of this, yes, we need to include this African Union as a new member of this G20. So ma'am, even if we get support from European Union, China can stand against. Okay, yes, sometimes China can stand against, but if you are developing the good bilateral relations with China, so it may accept. Okay, or if you see, we can change the vetoing. Okay, so vetoing, if you are changing that vetoing, then we can see there will be the chance of getting permanent membership for India. So there is no criteria as of now, Charan, regarding getting this permanent membership, but India is eligible to get permanent membership because we are having the largest population. And this one is India is also contributing for United Nations peacekeeping forces. India is also one of the largest economy. Okay. Yes, recently China signed MOU for strategic relations with India. Yes, correct. Yes, if we try, we can get amendments also, Aditya. And even we are having G4 countries. So if you are talking about this permanent membership expansion, you have to see the two groups. So first one is G4 countries. So G4 countries, you are trying to get permanent membership. So the countries like we have India, Brazil, Germany and Japan. And against this G4 group, we have another group, that is Coffee Club. So this Coffee Club countries, they don't want any changes in the permanent membership. Okay. Thank you so much, Srinivasan. So you have to know the countries of G4 and as well as Coffee Club. Is it clear? Coffee Club means nothing but, so here these G4 countries like India, Germany, Japan, okay, and Brazil, they will be asking that we need changes in the permanent membership. So to against these G4 countries, there was other group of countries. They say that we don't need any changes in the permanent membership. Those countries comes under this Coffee Club. Okay, and one more important point here is, on the other hand, Europe is represented by 5 countries as well as European Union, but why can't Africa? Okay, so these are some important things which are the reasons for the pushing for this African Union membership to this G20. And if you see some facts regarding this African Union, you can get a question. So if you want, you can please take a screenshot. So African Union was established to replace African Organization of African Unity, and the important goal, it is to accelerate Africa's integration and development, and it is focusing on promoting peace, security and stability in the continent, and they are also focusing on economic cooperation and even advance in social and political well-being of African citizens. And even this African Union, which serves as a platform for African nations to collaborate on various issues. So let me know some important issues which are faced by this Africa. United States is nothing but USA. Not entire North America, not entire South America. Yes, very good. We have poverty in Africa. We have hunger, malnutrition, and expansion of desert. Yeah, I'm saying expansion of desert. So which desert is present in Africa? Security issue, very good. And even there is issues regarding terror organizations or terror groupings working in the Sahel region. Atacama? No. Atacama is not present in Africa. Yes, Sahara Desert. Very good. So Sahara Desert is located not Atacama. So please do correct, Srinivasan. Malnutrition is there next. High levels of debt. And especially they are facing famines and droughts. And in number of countries we see military coups also. For example, Gabon, Niger, Mali. Yes, food scarcity, drought, lack of infrastructure, there is less development. Even the resources are there, but there is no proper development. Okay, so these are the problems. Okay, so here this African Union, it is serving as a platform to discuss issues and to represent their collective interest in the global stage. Is it clear so far? Any doubts, anyone? Yes, very good. Okay, shall we move on? I want to give you one main question, that is, in recent years, India has advocated for greater representation of African countries in global forums like G20. Discuss the significance of India's proposal to grant full membership to African Union in G20. How can this initiative contribute to be a more inclusive and representative global governance architecture? So read this question once. I will be giving you 2 minutes of time to read this question. Done? So please let me know what can you write in introduction, body and conclusion. So here you have to address two sub questions. So first one is you have to write about significance of India's proposal, and second one is how can this initiative contribute to more inclusive and representative global governance. So there are two sub questions. So in body you have to address these two sub questions. So what is structure? In introduction you can write about G20. Okay, Kavya? Next. Yes, you can also write about relationship between India and Africa. Recent trade agreements. Okay, Srinivasan. Okay. So you can't write why African Union is significant for India in introduction, Aditya. That part you have to write in the body 1. Yes, you can write why it is in use. Very good, Sukanya. Yes, introduction you can write about even African Union and significance of African Union. Okay, so in this way you can write introduction, and in body you have to write 2 sub questions and at least 4 points in each sub question so that your work is done, and finally you can write conclusion. Okay, so how many of you are going to write answer for this question? Legend, Santosh, Kavya. Okay, next. Srinivasan, Santosh. What about the others? Body importance of membership. Conclusion, India benefits by AU. Okay, very good, Charan. Yes, you can give if time permits. Shruti, you are a student of mains answer writing, right? So you can post answer in our mail. The students who are not members of mains answer writing, you can post answer in the comment box or chat box. Okay, Hina. Okay, shall we move on? Is it clear like how to write answer? Are you getting points? And students, one thing I want to say sincerely here is you have to focus on mains. Because mains is a deciding factor. It is a deciding factor of your fate. Henna, you are part of mains answer writing, so you can do mail, Henna. Yes, next topic here is Modi presents a 12-point proposal to expand India-ASEAN relations. So we are talking about relationship between India and ASEAN. So actually, hello asked me question like, so ma'am, India is not part of ASEAN, but how can India come up with this giving suggestions in ASEAN? I think this is the question of you, right? Hello. But here we are talking about India relations to the grouping. So here we are having this ASEAN. So with this ASEAN, how India is having the relations. So in the same way here, India SCO relations, you can see India G20 relations, India G7 relations, India United Nations Security Council relations. Okay, like that you can see. Is it clear? So we are not talking about India with one country relation, that is bilateral relations, but we are talking about India ASEAN relations together. Yeah, let us see this topic in detail, and this topic is also important from international relations, and most of the articles now today's paper it is regarding this G20 and as well as ASEAN. So we are going to see them. So now let us try to see this topic in detail. So here this article says that our Prime Minister he presented 12-point proposal. So this 12-point proposal it is talking about improving cooperation between India and these Asian countries. So between these India and Asian countries we have to improve the relations. So already I said about what is the significance. So I already said about what is the significance of ASEAN to India. So please let me know some points. So what is significance of ASEAN to India? You are late, Vinod, to class, so please be on time. Yes, we have to increase strategic relations for what? Next, yes, we have to improve connectivity so that we can have access to northeastern part of our country. Yes, we have Indo-Pacific vision, very good point. So this will helpful for your region itself. Yes, we can improve trade so that we can get international markets for our goods. So we can also have security. Next, sharing of information. Next, free trade agreements, military cooperation, and even it will helps to compete Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. Yes, we can also enhance India's foreign policy, and it is also helpful for soft power. We can exchange cultural aspects, and we can increase people to people ties. Achievers Baba says, ma'am, please give us newspaper topic and related GS paper introduction. I didn't get you, so please tell me once again. Economic growth of northeast states, very good. And we can also counter insurgency or infiltration, drug trafficking, arms trafficking here from this porous borders. Yes. We can also improve tourism. Yes. So these are the some significance of ASEAN to India. So now let us see what are those 12 points. So 12-point plan, the first one, it is focusing on connectivity and economic corridor. So we have to establish multimodal connectivity and as well as economic corridor that links Southeast Asia, India and West Asia and Europe. So we are connecting Southeast Asia and we are coming to India, and from India to West Asia to Europe. So in this way we are connecting with this connectivity and economic corridor. And this one is we are offering to share India's digital public infrastructure stack with ASEAN, and it is also focusing on cooperation in the field of digital transformation, financial connectivity, and we are focusing on economic and research institutes of ASEAN and East Asia so that we can increase or enhance agreement. And it is also focusing on issues of global south, and we are also focusing on global center for traditional medicine. So actually recently what happened, WHO with the help of World Bank, we are focusing on this global center for traditional medicine, right? So it is also one important point. Okay, I will see. And next one is call for working together on mission life. So what is this life? Anyone? Just tell me what is this life? What is the full form of this life? Lifestyle for environment. Yes, very good. And next one is we are focusing on affordable quality medicines through this Jan Aushadhi Kendras. So do you know about this Jan Aushadhi Kendras? So what are those? Some waiting. Subsidized medical shops, not subsidized, but we are getting the generic drugs here at a very low cost rather than branded drugs. Okay, very good, legend. And next one is we have to focus on issues like terrorism, terror financing, cyber discrimination, etc. And even we are focusing on joint coalition for disaster resilient infrastructure. So this is very, very important. And we are also coming up with different committees which are focusing on estimation of carrying capacity also, right? For example, in Himalayan states, even in Kerala, that we studied in yesterday's lecture. And we need to have cooperation in the disaster management, and we need to focus on the cooperation on maritime safety, security and domain awareness. Okay. Ma'am will change the time to 8 a.m. Okay, I will see. 8 a.m. is very, very difficult for me because I am a mother of twins. And if you see this image, what can you see here? So what is the name of this plant? Anyone have any idea regarding this plant name? Yes, name of this plant. Any guesses? So it is a water plant. V decides no, Ajit. Any guesses, anyone? No, Ajit. Yes, that is water hyacinth. So this plant is water hyacinth. So why this water hyacinth is highlighted here? So it is invasive species. So do you have any idea regarding what is this invasive species, anyone? What is invasive species? Not lichen. So it is water hyacinth, it is water plant. So it is invasive species. So what is the meaning of invasive species? So you might be studied in your environment. Yes, it is not native. Okay, very good, Kritika. So it will be having negative impact. Very good, Surya. It is not indigenous. Very good, Srinivasan. Yes, species which are new to environment, Aditya. Yes, it might be a plant or organism that causes ecological or economic harm in a new environment. Okay, so let us see the facts regarding this invasive species. So this invasive species at most important from your environment and ecology. So you can get prelims based questions and as well as mains based question from this invasive species. So why this invasive species in use? Because very recently IPBES, that is Intergovernmental Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services, released a report. So this report, it is assessment report on invasive alien species and their control. So this report is about assessment on invasive species and their control. So this is one of the comprehensive study which said that yes, because of this invasive species which are present worldwide, so they are having negative impact. They are having the destruction of biodiversity. Ma'am, can we say coronavirus as invasive? Yes, sometimes we can say. Okay, so here this invasive species, they are having devastating impact on global biodiversity. So this is the thing which mainly said. And if you see some key highlights of this report, so this points that you have to add in your data point or data book. So try to make a screenshot and you can write later. So the scale of the problem of invasion of alien species, which said that about 37,000 alien species. So invasive species are also called as alien species. 37,000 species are introduced by human activities across various regions and biomes. And out of this 37,000, 3,500 are classified as invasive alien species. They are posing a very serious threat to our ecosystem. Okay, so this is the thing that you have to make a note. There are about 37,000 invasive alien species are there. So these invasive alien species are somewhere they will be native. So when we are bringing from their environment and we are introducing in the new environment, so they will be becoming as alien species. Okay, and if you see the leading invasive alien species, so one of that is water hyacinth. So water hyacinth, which ranks as world's most widespread invasive alien species on land. And next one is lantana. So lantana and water hyacinth, they are the most invasive species. Okay. And now let us see some basic facts regarding what is this invasive species means. So invasive species is nothing but non-native species or exotic species. That means these organisms or these plants, they are introduced into the environment which are other than their natural environment. So these species, they often outcompete the native species and they disturb the balance of ecosystem. Okay, so they will lead to the imbalances of ecosystem and that will be having the negative impact on the biodiversity because they do not have proper competitors. So there will be no organisms, they will be feed on them, and they will be having rapid reproduction rate. So because of this, if we are going for planting of one plant, so within few days or few months, so most of the area will be occupied by that plant itself. So because of this, what happened? That will lead to decreasing of land availability for the native species, and even animals, they can't consume this because it is new to them. Okay, so because of this, it will be affecting the food, or it will be leading to the prey imbalance. So that will lead to the negative impact on this biodiversity, both flora and fauna. Is it clear? Any doubts? Anyone? Yes, you can call it as aggressive colonizer. Very good. And what are the factors which are responsible for this rising of invasive species according to this report? The first one is because of globalization of trade and travel. So because of globalization, what happened? We are moving from one area to another area, right? So do you know about this Parthenium species? So Parthenium species, you can see like outside there will be white small flowers. So in our childhood, we used to pick that small flowers and we used to keep on our nose, and we will be saying that it is my nose pulli, like that. Okay, so that type of Parthenium species that we got whenever we were importing the rice grains or food grains from other countries. So actually India was not self-sufficient before. We used to import food grains from other countries. So in that import, so this Parthenium which came, okay, as some seeds of this Parthenium came into India, and now it became invasive species in India. Okay, so this, because of this globalization of trade and travel, yes, that led to the fast movement of this invasive species. And next one is because of this cargo ships, aeroplanes, vehicles, they can inadvertently carry invasive species. So whenever there is a movement of trade, or whenever there is a movement of goods is happening, so this is also one important route where we can see there is movement of this invasive species will be happening. And because of this climate change, because of elevated temperature, because of very heavy rainfall, that will be also promoting environment. Okay, that will be also creating the conducive environment for the growth of this invasive species. And next one here is shift in the timings of seasons. Because of this, it can also disrupt the life cycles of native species, so that they are more susceptible to these invasive competitors and predators. Yes, it came up with the wheat imports at emergency time. Very good, Pranesh. Okay, is it clear? So these are some important things which said by this report. And because of human introduction of exotic species. So because actually if you see, India was ruled by a number of different people from different parts. So that time, especially for the ornamental purposes also, we got this. Plants from other areas, especially what hasn't. And now it became invasive species. That is not carrot grass, that is Congress grass. Okay, Satya, please correct it. And I want to give you one prelims question here. So please try to answer this question. So I hope you can see, right? So question here is, with reference to IUCN and CITES, which of the following statements is or are correct? So first statement is IUCN is an organ of United Nations and CITES is an international agreement between governments. IUCN runs thousands of fields projects around the world to better manage natural environments. CITES is legally binding on the states that have joined it, but this convention does not take the place of national laws. So you have to identify the correct answer using the code given below, and please let me know which is the correct answer. Aditya B, Sunny D, Charan D, Dhananjay 2, okay, that is B, Sanjana C, Sanjana, Sajitra B, Sandeep 2 and 3 B, Shruti 1, 2 and 3, Keshu C, okay. Satya D, Pranesh A, Srikar B, Pinky C, Legend D, Mohan B, Srinivasan B, Vinod, yes. Okay. Santosh D, Sajna B. Anyone? Please try at least. B. Thank you so much, Dhanamma. Sukanya D, Kavi B, Kritika B, Dream Big 1 and 3, Priya C. Students who are watching this session on live, so all of them have to give the answers. Kavya B, okay. Legend D. Try to give answer, it is not your final exam, right? At least try whether your guess is going to be correct or not. Tejavat B, Mahesh D. Shall I reveal the answer? Aspirant B, Anjay D, Surya D. So that answer here is B, 2 and 3 only. And the first correct answer is given by Aditya. Okay, Srinivasan. So here this IUCN is not an organ of United Nations. So because of this you can eliminate this statement. So correct answer is B, 2 and 3 only. Okay, congratulations Aditya for the first time. Okay. Don't be that much emotional. Okay, now let us move on and let us see next topic. It is about disappearing languages, vanishing voices. So here you have to focus on just linguistic diversity. So there are some political dimensions were given here. So we are not going to see that. But what is important from UPSC point of view, we are going to see that. So this article it is talking about linguistic diversity. So India is well known for unity in diversity. So one such diversity is language, right? So here you have to see some facts regarding this linguistic diversity and you have to see how many official languages are there, everything. Okay, I want to give you one homework also. So if you see here, this article says that recently one estimate which is one report which published in the economic journal which says that there are around 7,000 distinct languages they are spoken as mother tongue across the world. But now these languages they are shrinking day by day and there will be around 40% of languages they are going to be extincted by within less than 100 years. Within less than 100 years, so there will be 40% of extinction of this language seen the worldwide. So because of this, yes, we have to focus on the language. We have to focus on preserving of our language and culture. So if you're talking about in our constitution, so there is part 17 which talks about official language. And these are the articles like article 342 3 to 351 talks about this official language which comes under part 17 and there are some provisions which are related to this official languages. So which are those provisions? Language of union, regional languages, language of judiciary, text of laws and special directives. So one question I want to pose here is, so in which language proceedings of Supreme Court goes on? So in which language proceedings of the Supreme Court will goes on? Yes, why only English? So we have official language that is Hindi also, right? So why we are not using Hindi, why we are using English in Supreme Court? So think about this. I will be answering this question soon. If you're talking about the language of union, according to our constitution, So we have Hindi language written in Devanagari script. It is to be the official language of Union. But what happened? Because there are number of states they showed opposition. Okay, so because of that, in Constituent Assembly for a period of 15 years from inception of Constitution, that is from 1950 to 1965, they accepted that English language can be used. Okay, can be used for all the official purpose of Union. And later on in 1963, our government or parliament came up with one act, that is Official Languages Act, and it provides to continue the use of English even after this 1965 in addition to Hindi. In addition to Hindi, we can also use this English for the transaction of business in parliament. And because of this act, now we are using this English indefinitely without any time limit. I have a doubt, what if UPSC become one language, one exam of UPSC exam in English means? So we do not have that much update till now. So we are not going to get that, because even the parliament, even in Supreme Court also, they are using English only. Okay, and this act amended in 1967 to make use of English in addition to Hindi compulsorily in certain cases. So if you're talking about regional languages, so regarding these regional languages, there is no provision in our Indian constitution. Okay, and if you see the languages of judiciary and legislation, so in our Indian constitution, which stated that until the parliament provides otherwise, the following should be the English language use only. That means, so if the parliament is coming up with any law to change, like we have to use English only, or we have to use Hindi only, till then we have to use only English in this following provisions. So first one is all proceedings in Supreme Court and every High Court, what happened, the proceedings should be done only in English language. And next one here is the authoritative text of all the bills, acts, ordinances, orders, rules, regulations, bylaws, they have to be in English language only. And the parliament has not made any provision regarding the use of the Hindi in Supreme Court. So because of this, Supreme Court hears petitions and appeals only in English language. Is it clear? So got answer for the question I asked? Are you getting bored? Is the class interesting or not? Yes, give me fast replies. So one thing here is, if you have any doubts, so please post your doubt in chat box after once class is concluded. Are you getting new points? Are you getting how to solve prelims questions and mains questions? One thing here is, if you are feeling burden, so if you are feeling that I am wasting like 1 year, 2 years in this preparation, but that means you are not showing the interest. So if you are studying with interest and if you are enjoying the process, then automatically the success will be very much near, because you will be not wasting much time. Okay, while you are reading, so read with interest and you have to enjoy that. Okay, so this is the one secret of success. Yes, next topic it is about what is heat index and why is it important to measure. So here recently what happened, we are facing heat wave like incidents, and this article says that Iran which experienced extreme heat. So because of this, now we have to measure this heat index. Okay, so that we can see how this heat increased or decreased and what are the reasons for this. So we can connect it with climate change. So now let us see this article. So this article says that recently in Iran, So this Iran will be very much important for your prelims. So you can see the question like, so recently heat index is very high in which of the following country? That is Iran. Okay, very good, Sukanya. So Iran experienced extreme heat with a heat index of 70 degrees centigrade in August. And because of this, what happened whenever heat is increasing? The children, they are getting holidays. The children will be very happy. So that led to public holidays being declared due to unprecedented heat. So what happens if heat is increased? What are the negative impacts? So what will be the negative impacts of increasing of heat? So I am faculty of geography and ethics. Yes, increased demand for electricity. Okay, so because of increasing of heat, increased demand for electricity and draining of groundwater and even that leads to increasing of soil salinity, and we can see infertile soil, affects food production or decreasing of food production, sunstroke, negative impacts on health and increasing of deaths especially below 5 years, or we can say infant mortality. Yes, so these are the issues. So because of this, government need to declare holidays. So because of that only we will be getting summer holidays every year 2 months. And even that will increase the wildfire incidents also. So what is the reason? Bhavya, that is nothing but because of climate change. Okay. But you can take course of international relations from our Rathod Science Academy. The cost is also very less. You can contact me after once class is done. Okay, so here we have to see what is this heat index. So heat index is also known as apparent temperature, which measures how the temperature feels to humans, taking into account relative humidity and air temperature. So we are taking air temperature and humidity. Humidity is nothing but amount of water vapor present in atmosphere, that is humidity. So we are taking humidity and air temperature into account and we are calculating this heat index. So this article says that Dr. Robert Stedman developed this complex formula in 1979 to calculate this heat index. So if you are preparing for any state service examinations, you can see this name. So which of the following who calculated this heat index name? Okay, and why this measuring of this heat index is important? Because we can understand the humidity levels and we can see how this heat stress is going to impact the human health and how it is relating to the human health issues. Okay, so we can understand all these things, so that calculating heat index is very important. Is it clear? Any doubts, anyone? Okay, now I want to introduce this course. Daily I am introducing this course, that is mains answering course. So this course we came up in this Rathod Science Academy and the new batch had already been started. But whenever you want, you can join this course. And one thing here is, this course it is for 1 year. So we are covering each and every subject of your GS. That includes GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. So we will be giving you the 1 year schedule. So based on that, daily one question will be given to you. And you have to write answer and you have to send your answer to our mail. So that detailed evaluation will be done. And we will be giving you the detailed feedback like what you wrote, whether you address the demand of question. So what can be added, what can be deleted. So where you are doing mistakes, how can you improve. And even there will be live classes so that you can exchange your opinions there. So that live classes is helpful for building of your content and to rectify your mistakes and to improve your communication skills, which will be very useful for your interview. Okay, and one more thing here is the cost is 8,200 rupees. So it is very much affordable. Even if you can't pay this amount in one go, you can pay in installments also. Okay, you can pay in 2 installments. So this will be very helpful. Try to join this. So believe me, so trust me here, and I will be taking those live classes so that you can have the trust on me and you can join this course. How can we improve content for ethics? So you have to read the articles in the newspaper so that you can develop case studies, and you have to focus on examples in the life. So Pinky, I will be coming up with one live class regarding ethics orientation, okay? So in that class we are going to discuss how can you write, how can you improve everything. Okay, is it clear? Yes, now let us move to our newspaper back, and I will show you the format of correction. So this is the one of the paper of our student. So we will be correcting like this. So how like you will be seeing the correction as you had seen the correction in your school days. Okay, and if you see our newspaper, you can directly move on to this editorial page. So most of these editorials already we discussed. So just let us move on to this news page fast. Yes, in this opinion page, there is one article that is, do subsidies and safety nets take focus away from generating jobs? So whenever government is providing subsidies or some, for example, like scholarships, so what will be the impact? Sometimes it will be having impact on generation of jobs, because rather than focusing on development projects, we are focusing on giving of subsidies and safety nets, so that will be having impact on this generation of employment. So this is one idea, so please think about this and please let me know your perspective regarding this. And in this text and context, there is one article regarding impact of RBI lending. So in doubt clearing session on Monday, I will be discussing about this topic, because you have to know about what is this floating and fixed interesting rates. Already I crossed my time by 15 minutes. And if you move on in this news page, there is nothing much important. So I will show you articles where they are important. So here you can see one article that is about French court backs Abhiya ban in schools. So this article we can relate it to the hijab issue of Karnataka. In this business page you can see this article that is onions, tomatoes, spices, fried up, thalis cost. Thali means nothing but placed cost. That means because of increasing of tomato price, because of increasing of onion price, automatically what happened, there is increased. Yes, Srinivasan, Aditya L1 peak of Earth and Sun important. Yes, you can see that image in the newspaper. So there is nothing to explain in that image. So because of that, I skipped that. Okay, here you can see because of increasing of price of tomato, onion, spices, that led to increasing of cost. So because of this, what happened? Now vegetarian meals become very costly, and even because of increasing of price of tomato and onion, so food is also becoming unaffordable by lot of people. So because of this, it is having impact on nutrition, health, and may increase malnutrition. So here you have to think about what are the steps can be taken. Okay, is it clear? So here you can see one more article that is food processing sector to generate 9 million jobs by 2024. So here you have to think how this food processing sector it is going to contribute for generation of jobs. And one more thing here is what are the advantages of this food processing sector. Okay, you have to see about what are the advantages of this food processing sector here. So please think about this and let me know in the comment box. So these are the some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture and I hope you at least learned 10 to 15% of new points in this class. And one more thing is, if you really like this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to like and share this video to your friends also, so that it will increase the reach of this video, so that we can come up with lot more videos, so that will helpful for improving of your knowledge. And if you are watching this Rathod Science Academy for the first time, please do subscribe to this channel. Okay, and if you have doubts, so post those doubts on my WhatsApp number, or you can post your doubts in this comment section once the session is concluded. Thank you so much for attending the session. Bye bye. Have a nice day.